President Donald Trump dove into full conspiracy mode during an interview with Fox News' Laura Ingraham. Take a look.
I'd like to mention Biden because he's not controlling anything.
Who do you think is pulling Biden's strings? Is it former Obama
people
officials?
that you've never heard of, people that are in the dark shadows, people that...
What does that mean? That sounds like conspiracy theory. Dark shadows.
No,
what is that?
People that you haven't heard of. They're people that are on the streets. They're people that are controlling the streets. We had somebody get on a plane from a certain city this weekend, and in the plane, it was almost completely loaded with thugs wearing these dark uniforms, black uniforms with gear and this and that. They're on a plane.
Where's this?
I'll tell you sometime, but it's under investigation right now.
What? I'm sorry. What? We got people that you never even heard of. They're in the dark shadows. They're in the shadows. And then there's planes full of people in black, wearing black uniforms. Really? Why don't you name some names then? I would love to know, who these people are. You're the president of the United States. Why not name some names? Name and shame, guys. Name and shame. I'd love to see if there's some sort of weird, conspiracy black ops take over the United States. I would want to know, as I'm a patriot and a citizen of the United States. There is none. I mean, you can't. It's made up. It's made up. It's all fake news. There are no planes full of thugs. Okay. Actually, you know what? Scratch that. There is a plane full of thugs. It's called Air Force One. At least every time you and your, cabinet get on. But no, look. I mean, here we have just complete and utter insanity going on here. And that's the president of the United States. Going just full crazy, conspiracy mode with nothing obviously to back it up. Nothing. And again, he's president of the United States. You want to know who's actually controlling Joe Biden, by the way? You want to talk about that? I'll give you hints. The same people who control most of the people in the government. It's the people who write the checks. The campaign contributors, the millionaire and billionaire donors, large corporations, hedge funders that donate. These are the people that have influence in America, or at least in American politics. Not people in smoke-filled rooms. Okay, you don't have to be in a smoke-filled room. No, most likely you're going to be at a fundraiser. Okay, a swanky party fundraiser full of donors that, people will go and bundle donations from to give to your presidential campaign. It's the people that sign the checks. Those are the people that run the country. It's not the people in Portland or Kenosha on the ground. Nobody's flying in planes all covered head to toe in black. That is complete nonsense. Okay? No, the protesters in Kenosha and Portland, they have the least power in the system. That's why they're rioting. Okay? Some of them, at least. That's why they're protesting, because they don't have power. They don't have power, and you've got it all. But understand what he's doing, right? He is spinning ridiculous conspiracies that he may or may not believe in. Who's to say if he actually, what he actually believes? Okay? But look, it doesn't even matter if he believes him or not. What matters is if the voters believe them. And there's a lot of Republican voters that do. And so, you look, you got the QAnon, you got the Alex Jones people. And by the way, QAnon's not as fringe as we thought it was. Okay? There are millions of members who do believe, millions of people in this country who believe that Donald Trump is fighting a secret war against Hollywood elites and Democrat pedophiles. I mean, it's insane. It's crazy. And by the way, super ironic. For one, it actually hurts victims of real sex trafficking, by the way. And at the same time, he's done literally nothing to fight real sex traffickers. People like Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell. Hasn't done a damn thing against them. Wished him well, actually. Wished Maxwell very well. Very well. Even though you knew, Epstein, I think he likes him a little bit on the young side. Oh, really? You might want to tell a court about that, perhaps. Look, again, facts don't seem to matter here because we have a president who benefits when people don't actually believe in objective reality. And that's what's going on. As one Twitter user points out, Elizabeth McLaughlin says this is a direct endorsement of Q, and anyone who doesn't see that doesn't get what's happening. Everything to him right now is about mobilizing and militarizing the tiny base he has left to violence. So now, look, again, I think of Q. I'd laugh at QAnon generally, right? Because they're batshit. They're crazy. And I always like to make the joke that the only Q that I recognize is John Delancey on Star Trek: The Next Generation. But like, I got to start taking these people seriously because they believe in some serious stuff, seriously crazy stuff, and they have at least a decent amount of power. You have people that believe in this conspiracy theory that are winning their Republican primaries, that are getting into office. That is crazy stuff. Okay. And so, as far as, mobilizing and militarizing the base, it's true. Look, he's defended Kyle Rittenhouse. He was the man, boy, I should say, the 17-year-old who was, who's been charged with murdering 2 people and shooting and maiming another. So that's violence, right? And then defending right-wingers in Portland who drove by protesters, with, armed with paintball guns, paintballs and pepper balls, perhaps, with bear mace. And they're just driving by these protesters and just opening fire, with these, yes, non-lethal munitions. And thank goodness it is non-lethal. But if you've ever been hit with a paintball, like, it hurts. So he says, no, paint, defensive weapon, right? You watch the videos. That don't look like they're defending themselves. I'm just saying. Especially if you're just driving by in your truck, yelling threats and firing paintballs into the crowd. Though I guess at least we should be thankful that they're not using bullets yet. At some point, I'm really concerned that they will, especially since the president is saying insane kind of stuff. I mean, it is pretty dangerous. And as we get near to the election, I'm afraid that he's going to continue to ramp it up. And I'm also afraid that if he loses electorally, I'm afraid that he's one of those kind of people that won't leave. And that situation also really concerns me, because then what are the Democrats going to do? Are the Democrats going to get some balls and remove him if he doesn't want to go peacefully? Then what? I mean, what is going to happen here? And I am really, really afraid of what kind of crisis it's going to lead the country into. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just like, freaking out over nothing. But at the same time, it's like, with this person, you don't really know what he's capable of. And more importantly, you have seen examples of what some of his more ardent followers are afraid of.